Hello guys, welcome back to the Beastie Room. Right, today I thought we're having a little bit of a feeding session at the moment, so I thought, well, we got to get through and feed these remaining Cuprienus salie. And I know you guys love to see these guys go, so I thought what we'll do is we'll show you how, little beetle from our cricket tub, I'll show you how we get through them, and it doesn't actually take as long as you might think. It can actually be quite quick. So before we do anything else, hit that like button, and if you haven't subscribed, make sure you subscribe now, please. Very much appreciated. Right then, let's have a go. So what we do to make this simple, this might be a bit like teaching you how to suck eggs really, but for those, we often get asked, how do you get through and do different bits and pieces? And many of it, we just, where we've been doing it for so long, we just sort of forget and just think it's just normal and everybody's doing the same thing, but apparently they're not. So we will show you how we get on and do it. Now if we just have a quick little look at these salie, you can see how much they've grown from when we first boxed them up. And you can see how they've, like, some of them have torn up their moss and moved it about. Others have left it alone and they've been fine. It's weird how they all change. And some of them are looking like they're going to be females, and others are still very, very small and slender, looking like they're possibly going to be males. So that's going to be good, because we would like to breed some of these. Now, as you would have seen there, some of these we take to the shows to sell them. We will be at the Central Show at the end of this month, so don't forget that. That will be at Kempton Racecourse. Absolutely brilliant venue there, one of my favourite venues, that place. Now, so we will have some of them there, but we will be also holding back some for our own projects, because as you know, I love these spiders. I just think they're absolutely incredible. So what we're going to do, we're going to go through. So what we do is we have our water sprayer here. Now these guys, they like a little bit of moisture, and you can see here, I don't know if you can see down in there, the colour of that soil is actually still quite dark brown. So that's got a nice enough moisture in it to keep this spider happy. Now you'll also see with this particular one, it's almost the size of the lid. You know, it's getting on a little bit. So we will probably get one more molt out of these guys in these boxes, and then it will be time to move them all up into something a little bit bigger. Once we've ascertained what we've got, we will take out the ones that we want, and they will go to their permanent homes. You would have seen in there was a molt in there. Most of these have actually since molted in the boxes, and what it is, we are so busy here at the moment that we leave the molts inside the enclosures, and then that way, when we do get a little bit of time, we can just go through, pull them out, and we can try and sex them through their molts. That is the best way to do it. And we've got our little microscope that we use for that. We are looking at investing in a nice new one. I think something with a little bit more power, so that we can actually sex smaller molts. So tiny molts. We can save a lot of time by ascertaining what sexes our slings are. So that could be a really cool thing to do, but it takes time, a lot of time. Right then, so we've got our spiders, we've got our water, we've got our things. Now what we do with the food, rather than trying to catch it inside a cricket box, which 9 times out of 10 you end up with more of them jumping out all over the place, what we do is we put them all into a tub like this, and then that way they won't climb up the sides, and we can literally just pull them out one at a time as we want them. It's nice and easy, and it's quick, which is the most important thing, is quick. So what we're going to do, we're going to move these over here, put these through, and we can pull this over here a little bit so everything's at hand so we can get to it. Now what you've got to remember is these guys are almost what I would class as intelligent, because they are real sneaky little devils, and they will often have a look at the corner that you open. Whereas most spiders will run away, these guys actively come and have a little look. So what we're going to do is we're going to open up the corner, and then we can literally just put a little squirt of water in there. That's enough, don't need a lot. We got our cricket, we pop that in the corner, boom. And that is it. That's him done. Fed, watered, everything. Absolutely wonderful. So we'll put him to one side and we'll do the next one. And this is all we do. And we literally fly through them. Put a little bit of water in there. Don't need a lot. Just a tiny, tiny bit. Another cricket. And as soon as we, normally, once it all sits still and the cricket goes on the move, these guys will literally jump down and grab them. But what they do to begin with is they freeze. We'll do another one here. And you notice by literally just putting out the corner, we're not freaking our spider out, which is the most important thing with these guys. We don't want them jumping around, because that's when we'll end up chasing one around the room. So what we do is we'll put them on the front there. Another little one here. You notice we're using very, very little water. Put one of them in there. One's there. Now when we're doing some of our other slings, we can literally fly through like this, and we can get, you know, probably 500-600 slings done in the space of an hour or so. It don't take long. Once you get into a routine and a rhythm, you can literally fly through them. The only thing that holds you up is when you get an escapee, which, fingers crossed, we're not going to get today. You see that one learn a little bit loopy. Now these tubs have actually proved to be really, really good. They have got air holes that we drill into them ourselves, and it literally is enough. It just does that. But what it's doing is it's allowing the moisture to stay in the box, and because it's upright, it's holding them really well. Very, very good. We're pleased with how these are working out. Now the only downside to, obviously, with these types of spiders in this sort of box is you can see the webbing that they put, tiny little dots all over the plastic, so they end up looking a bit shabby in no time at all. I don't think we've seen one grab one yet, have we?
You did attempt, but you lost it.
Oh, how on earth could you lose it in there?
It's hiding in his moss.
Ah, there we go. So we're getting our way through them. Now it's interesting to see on these that some of them are looking quite chunky and others are looking a bit more male-like. Look at that one. That's looking more like it's going to be a male. But the only real surefire way of knowing is to go through that molt. I think if we look at that one and then probably find another one here. That's looking a bit more like a female. There's a couple here that are really, really big abdomen jobs. I mean, look at that one. It's looking a much stockier sort of spider. So these have a really, really fast growth rate. It don't take them long. And they mature quite quickly. So hopefully another few months and we should end up with a nice adult female and a few males to choose from. That's the plan. Oh, that one, he grabbed it straight away. Look at that. He literally grabbed it straight away.
So,
You good?
yeah. Yeah.
A bit difficult to see in the boxes, aren't they? Now, another interesting thing with these spiders is they'll often tackle prey much bigger than themselves. Now, there is something that differs in how we do. Oh, come here. There's always one, isn't there? I suppose we should be thankful it's a cricket and not a spider. We'll pick him up in a minute. So one of the things that differs from what we've said about feeding our other spiders, when we're doing our tarantulas and things like that, I don't like to feed items that are overly sized. I prefer them to literally have things a little bit on the smaller side and feed a little bit more often. With these guys, they have such a fast metabolism, you can give these quite a large size cricket and they'll demolish it in no time at all. Oh, excuse me. And they will get through it in no time at all. They do have a very quick metabolism. Right, now look at that, we're almost through them. As you can see there, it just doesn't take very long. Once you've got a good little system that you're happy with and you're not choking, there we go. Oh. Now we don't have to be too particular. We're just pretty much grabbing whatever we can cricket wise. And when they're at this size like this, one good cricket a week is enough at this stage. They won't need any more than that. That'd be plenty. And one of the things that's often a little bit tempting is to overfeed them, because they are such fun things to feed. They really are exciting things to feed. There we go, the last two. There we go, last one. Job's a good one, look at that. So that is it. I mean, that literally just took a couple of minutes and we're all the way through them. You'll see in there as you go through, many of them are actually feeding. This one here is feeding, that one's feeding. So it don't take them long and they'll soon grab them. Now these guys are very movement orientated, so they really do, they get turned on by that movement of the cricket, and that's what spurs them on. And they'll go in and attack straight away. Very cool spiders. So that was a nice little look at those. Now then, what we're going to do, we're going to have another little look at something else now that we've worthy of a recap, and that is our scorpling babies. Now we've got them in here. Can you all right there, my dear?
I'll manage. You'll
manage. Well, there's the remains of a cricket there, so we can see that. So what we do is we can take it out. There's another one there, you see? So these are literally the remains. So once our scorplings have finished munching away, this is what's left. So we take this out and get rid of this. This is your rotten stuff. And you want to get rid of that, because if you leave it in there, you'll encourage the phorid flies and things like that, which we don't want. Now then, when we lift this up, we should hopefully see some nice fat scorplings. And look at them. Look at the size of them.
They're piggies.
They are very piggy, aren't they? Now, so we're just going to have a little look in here, make sure that there's no more bits and pieces left over. Now these, looking at these now, these were fed last night and they are absolutely humongous. Look at them.
They are bursting.
Big fat individuals. That one there a little bit quiet. That's it, come on, get out. That's the smallest one. Now as you can see, they just look like big grubs, don't they? So what we do is, as we've said before, we pre-kill the food for our scorplings, and this makes life very easy for them, and it also takes away any danger of having a live cricket in there for when they start to molt out. That's a danger time for them, so we could end up with a cricket could end up eating our scorpling, which we really don't want. Now it shouldn't take too much longer, and these guys should start changing colour. You can see this one here, he's getting darker now. That's it, you climb on top of him. We're trying to show this one off. This one here, he's getting much darker. He's run down the other end. If I turn that around, there we go. You notice we're keeping the substrate is reasonably damp, but it's also dry here as well. We can put a little bit of moisture in our moss there, so they can drink from that. But in fairness, you'll find they'll take most of their stuff straight out of their food. So when we do our food, I'll show you now what we do. And this is literally all we do. Let's find a nice big cricket. Right then. So this is what we do. We get our cricket. So it's just a normal cricket. Now I tend to go for the ones that are like this, the ones without the wings and everything else. And I normally look for a nice plump abdomen like this one's got here. And then all we do is we pre-kill it. So what we do is we hold it down and then we literally just squash it there. And you see there, the juices are already coming out. This is what our scorplings will get stuck into, and then what we do is we put it on top of the piece of wood like that, and we leave it there overnight. We always feed them in the evening, and then because the reason being our scorplings are nocturnal, so they will come out of a night time and they will scavenge, and once they find these crickets, we would normally put 3 or 4 crickets on here just like that, and then they will come out and feed. And as you can see,
they're like little sausages.
They got fed last night. And they are literally, like Camera Lady said, they are like little sausages. Massive, big, fat things. Now, this isn't such a problem with these guys as we speak at the moment because they're growing. It's not such a big thing. We wouldn't want an adult scorpion looking like that. That would be grossly overweight. Oh, excuse me. Got a bit of a cold coming, I think. So that is how we look after our little scorplings. And as you can see there, the same as the salies, they've come on, they've really grown in size. They're getting much bigger. And we found this method to be the best way. By pre-killing the food, we take away any competition and any threat to our scorplings, and they grow really rapidly. They do really well. Fabulous little things, aren't they? Right, so we're not going to give them that cricket.
They're fat.
Yeah, I don't think they need any more. So we're going to put this back in here. That's all right. He'll be fine. Put the lid back on them. As you can see there, we've got half a dozen in there, and this is plenty big enough to keep them in. Absolutely perfect little thing to keep them in. Right, now then, we've got something a bit special now. We've got something a bit special. We have been sent a spider. Now, as many of you know, many of our subscribers here in the UK will often contact us with the males that they get, because not everybody breeds their spiders. But as you know, here in the Beastie Room, we love to breed as many spiders as we can. We're always trying to pair up different spiders. It's almost like a tick thing, you know. We sort of sit and think, we've not managed to breed this particular spider, let's give it a go. And we go ahead and we try. Now, many of the males that we get are actually donated through to us or sold to us through our subscribers. So one of those such things came in the post today, and that was a male lividum, which we have already boxed him up. He's over here, and he's just sitting there tight in the corner there. So he's in a little bit of shell shock. He's just come out of his box, so he's going to put in there. But also inside the box was a surprise, which we didn't know about, and we got a letter. Look at this. How about that? Look at that. Isn't that just adorable? Absolutely amazing.
I like why she wanted a Marshall.
Yeah. Well, this is a letter from Sophie Allen. Now, Sophie's 10 years old, and I have seen a little bit of video of young Sophie actually catching up these slings. And what she's written here, she's written, "Dear Dave, I'm Sophie and I've been watching your channel for years. You inspired me and my dad to start keeping our own tarantulas. Our first tarantula was an Anascura geniculata and we absolutely love it. Then we decided to get Marshall because it sounded like marshmallow."
Excellent.
That is a perfectly good reason to get a Marshall.
Yeah.
Yes, definitely. That's what I'm going to call mine from now on, marshmallow. And I really wanted a unicorn. Then it mated and had 222 babies. 222 babies. I helped to remove most of them from the enclosure and I really wanted you to have one. We got it here. Look at that.
Thank you.
That is one that was bred by Sophie and her dad. Absolutely fantastic. 10 years old and breeding your own spiders. That is incredible. I am super chuffed. This is a lovely letter. And from 10 years old, your writing is neater than mine.
Beautiful.
Absolutely fantastic. So what we're going to do, this Marshall is going to have a bit of a palatial home. We're going to put it in here. And we're going to put a little bit of water in there for that. And then what we could do with is a little bit of bark of some description. It don't need much. It just needs a tiny little bit. Just a tiny little bit. I do like making these little enclosures up actually. They look really smart. So we put that in there. That's going to give our little Marshall somewhere to hide. Right. I must say, there was no chance of this Marshall ever getting out of this pot.
Let's have a look.
Look.
Safe.
This is safe. Yes. That's an expert job there. The good thing is they've used tape that's easy to manage. Look at that. Anyone who uses masking tape is a friend of mine. Right, let's have a little look in here. Let's find out where our little marshmallow is. Oh, look at that. There he is. He's survived the post.
Oh.
He or she, we don't know yet.
Perfect.
Isn't that wonderful? So then what we're going to do now is we're going to pull this out of here. Let's not drop it on the desk and lose it. So this one will be forever known as marshmallow.
That's Marshall's for me now going forward.
Yeah. We haven't really got any spiders in the beastie room. Whoa, you slow down. That have actually got names.
This one has.
This one has. This is Sophie's marshmallow. Absolutely brilliant. So that is going to take up space on our to keep shelf, because we have a to keep shelf and we have a going forward shelf. So this one is going to go on the to keep shelf, and we will grow that on and we can follow that and we can see just how quick it grows and what it does and all the rest of it. Absolutely amazing. Thank you so much, Sophie. I am chuffed to bits with that. Superb. I'm a little bit speechless. Look at that. Fabulous stuff. We have got the best subscribers, I'm telling you. The very, very best. Right, we're going to keep that. We'll put that onto the side there. Right then. Well, wasn't that a wonderful bit of stuff that? That was really cool. So we fed some spiders, we've had a look at some scorplings, and we got a free gift. What could get better in the beastie room than that? Absolutely amazing. Right then. Well, I hope you enjoyed that. And yeah, next time we see these, they'll probably be twice the size. They will be much, much bigger. Don't forget, if you're going to the Central Show at Kempton Racecourse, we will be there. We're going to have some mystery boxes again. This is something we've only just started to sort of play around with, so we're learning our way a little bit, seeing what people like. So we should have some mystery boxes on the show day as well, and we will have a rather huge array of spiders. Actually, we've got a lot of spiders on offer at the moment, so there'll be some really cool stuff. Some of our Emurinus, they will be there as well. As you can see, these guys are disappearing like hotcakes. They are slowly going out the door, or quickly going out the door, I should say. Right then, I think that is about it. Now then, don't forget, be calm, be gentle, and love your spiders. And I will see you all soon, guys.